Hey, so just think of things in like terms of Lady Gaga, distribution, not just Roku, but the TV industry. Like the fact that distribution is out there, that it's a matter of not like attaining it, but it's already present, is an interesting mindset, which I'm trying to see if you can just grapple with in terms of being there, as opposed to trying to get there, like thinking about already being there, like having access to 142 million people in terms of attention and being able to just like have that mindset before going in to the concept of having more conversations between you and me. So we have more sharing of minds so that it's like understood that that's already where things are based on the capabilities of pushing buttons that have access to those type of audiences, and then therefore it making things easier to go forward with that mindset to begin with. It's not about trying to get there, it's about it already being there and just accessing the tools to push forward and be a part of those energies, for lack of better words, audiences, also known as energies, aka energies in that sense. So with that in mind, with that mindset, if you have that mindset, if you take that on before we even speak next or talk next, that it makes it that much easier to push forward into the concept of leveraging somewhat of a brand that has a lot of attention, such as Lady Gaga or anything related, for the instance of philanthropy, because we've basically covered music in the past, but we haven't covered the philanthropy aspect and how that's what business music means is philanthropy, basically. And there's a specific way of doing it, looking at it, mindset, things like I just mentioned, to connect with those energies. But it's important that you have the right mindset going into this. That, I mean, it's just really relevant to be my parent and to be in communication, like going forward in the concept of, conceptually trying to connect with those energies and wider audiences to be able to connect with you in that process and speaking to you so that that's what's in mind. It's not just about trying to connect with audiences, but the attempt for philanthropy on the back end, like just as a for instance, like, yeah, so FYI, if you had like a concert of like 75,000 people or 40,000 people, just for example, like the purpose, the intention of doing it to begin with is the potential philanthropy on the back end. Like a concert in a town with that many people or an event of any kind can then can use the attention to potentially transition that into local philanthropy, local awareness, local impact into a local community. Like both Beyonce and Taylor Swift have caused economic shifts in Switzerland and Sweden during their European tours, just for example of the type of impact that is possible. So directly having philanthropy in mind is what business music is all about in terms of leveraging audiences, people, and this energy so that you get this program installed in your mind as soon as possible, sooner than later, so that you have more like a just that base framework mindset in place so that the more we communicate, the more you can build on that mindset so that this isn't about trying to get there, but it's a matter of knowing that it's already there. And for this reason, your mindset is already there. And therefore, it's a matter of trying to move forward in those directions and ways of leveraging tools to try to, create philanthropy and leverage these tools to be able to to develop philanthropy on the back end of a brand, building brand tools, business tools with like people, partnerships, affiliates, affiliate products, all these things to try to move in the direction of philanthropy. So when you focus on the philanthropy aspect as opposed to music aspect, because those are our two main things in common, and the philanthropy one is one that I haven't even yet visited because it's so weighted in business that this is kind of like the beginning of that. And the last 3 months was kind of about music because you got the sense of music, but the philanthropy side is what takes most of the energy, most of the thought processes, most of the business structuring, most of the partnership, concepting, conceptualization, potential outreach to different people, different organizations. It's where most of the work really, really, really comes in after all. And so, but that's cool because ultimately you're just focusing on the philanthropy aspect. And the more that you just focus on those are the two things that we have in common, the easier that it is to just focus on these things in a simple way in communication and conversation that we have, so we know that our goals are very streamlined and fundamentally aligned with you and me, because you love music and you basically also are very aligned with philanthropy. It's just in all of the actions and the things that you've spoken about, and I've known that that's just how we've, and it's the second biggest thing to be able to connect about, common thread between you and me. So that's really a big necessity in terms of focus, in terms of mindset, for really to sink in to you for going forward, for just having this base framework of understanding that these tools already exist out there. And in terms of it being a matter of using them, that you being part of communicating with me is also being part of trying to move towards trying to leverage any, potential items to try to move in the direction of philanthropy and leveraging audience, awareness, attention, product, affiliations of any kind or any kind of partnerships for that kind of, potential impact or in the direction of philanthropy. So that's all, just a tweak in your mindset before the next interaction that we have. Anyways, hope your morning is good. Bye.